So I'm removing the turbo on a Buick Encore with the ecotec, and I was having some trouble getting to that bolt right there that holds the coolant line. I know there's a special name for that bolt. I can't remember what it's called right now. And the easiest way I found to do it was you undo everything else, including moving that hose right here, the coolant hose, and the bolts on the little brackets for the cooling hose right here. And you pull everything out. Then you could get to that 17 millimeter right there with the wrench. Like that. You can't really get a socket in there because there's that bracket that holds the AC pump in the way. That's how I did it. So remove everything else first, and then pull the whole manifold and turbo out. Then you can get to the bolt. Now I was having trouble installing that same line. It's got that 17 millimeter bolt. So right here. And so what I did was I took the manifold off the turbo. That was the only way I could get it on. So now hopefully the manifold will fit on the turbo. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't fit right now. And here's a tip for when you gotta get the manifold off the turbo for whatever reason. If you heat the manifold up right here all around, if you heat it up, it'll come right off. With a couple taps maybe, it'll come right off, and it'll also go back on if you heat it up real easily. That way you're not hammering it real hard and possibly damaging something. I'm not a certified mechanic or anything like that, but the shop that I had install this turbo, they had this line on here. I had them replace the turbo, and then that turbo also messed up, and so I took this line off. I'm getting ready to install this one. I took all the lines off and I blew air through them to make sure none of them were clogged up, and this one's all clogged up. No air gets through here. It's supposed to go on your turbo like this, like that, then into down here, something like that. Goes in the hole over here, like that, and then on your turbo. So keep an eye out for this line here. It is a pretty small line, and that's why it got clogged up. And that's why your turbo goes bad. I got that turbo on there. Now you gotta press against it as hard as you can and wait for it to cool off. And then once it cools off, it's stuck in there. As the manifold shrinks back down and it like grabs onto the turbo. There we go, got the new line in there. This is the first startup after replacing the turbo. Smoking a bit just from the WD-40 and stuff like that was on there from all the bolts and stuff. It sounded pretty good. Turbo had a nice whistle. I don't see any oil leaks or coolant leaks. Now you just got to put the cap back on. There you have it. It's burning off some WD-40 and stuff I sprayed on the bolts. So this oil line here is what killed 2 turbos. Goes right in here. That's the old one right there. I tried blowing air through it with the compressor and nothing came out. It's completely blocked. I tried heating it up with the torch and stabbing a wire in there. Nope, it's completely blocked. I had to buy a new one. I recommend you guys replace those lines if you own ecotec engines with turbos. You don't have the same issues I had with the turbo going bad.